OK, borky, dáme si další hodinkový hraní týhle super úžasný nádherný hry. Máme tady hodinku z Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Máme prohledanou úplně celou mapu. Chybí nám tady pár věciček. Chybí nám tady ty zapomenutý ostrov. Chybí nám tady skamenělý chrám. Chybí nám tady něco na ty héře, tam jsme to nemohli najít, tam jsem nevěděl, jak se tam dostanu. A chybí nám tohle Kyklop Arges. To budeme muset ještě udělat, tady máme Minotaura hotovýho a máme hotový nález bossu. Kamenělý chrám máme hotový, tady to nám chybí, tady to nám chybí, záliv nikoho. OK, borci, jdeme hrát, dáme si hodinkový hraní, uděláme spoustu úkolů, chybí nám spoustu úkolů dodělat. Chybí nám tady toho hodně prostě, je tady toho hodně. Moment. Ano, šéfe? Budeme potom dotočili? Vidíme. Zatím jsme jistý, akorát mi 3, jinak nikdo nepotvrdil. Jasně. Tak to je náhodno. Je v lápě, jo. OK, no. Je OK. Dobře. Tak jo, tak. Kus. Tak borci, prej jsme jenom 3 na večer. Mělo nás být víc. Taky chodí sama tam, když telefonuješ, koukám, jo, chodím, no. Chodím, když telefonuju. Volal mi šéf dnešního večera. Sorry borci za čekání, měl jsem zrovna důležitý hovor. Dneska večer jdeme do hospody. Jdeme do lampy. Tam chodí ty starší lidi, ale to je jedno. A tam jdu kvůli klukům.
Cassandra, what have you brought me?
Mám tam být v 7, je 4:30, mám tam být v 7. Našli jsme všechny 3.
And what did you think of it?
It's just some silly riddle.
What?
Jdeš lovit maminy? Doufám, no, že nějakou maminu ulovím. Mohla by být bez dítěte. Zatím. Rád bych ji udělal děťátko sám.
By the time Achilles arrives at the tortoise's new spot, the creature has again moved farther.
Rád bych, aby to bylo až za 9 měsíců. Přesně. Tak příští víkend to dopadne tak, jak jsem ti řekl. Já si mám srandu, jo, nebude to. Asi to tak dopadne, no, asi budu mít v sobotu day off. Vypadá to, že jste všichni pryč. Asi to vypadá, že v sobotu budu mít day off.
At first I didn't think I saw anything special about it, but the sides of this diagram aren't even. The side marked A is almost half of the side marked B.
Almost, but not quite. A and B are to A as A is to B.
So how can this theory be used?
Used? It isn't used, only observed. It is the divine balance occurring naturally in the most measurably beautiful places in the world. It is everywhere. And nowhere.
It took some doing, but I found the Pythagorean theorem.
The greatest breakthrough the world will ever know. And now we have it in its original glory.
Why? Did Pythagoras invent the triangle?
Great minds don't invent, they discover. Pythagoras discovered that the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides.
That was a lot to take in. But I think I found everything.
You did. And with this, I can finally form my grand theory. The theory that simultaneously divides and unites all the universe.
What is this theory?
Using the theorems as evidence, I intend to prove that the universe is divisible into infinitely smaller parts. As we break reality down, the parts shrink, and the space between them grows.
Once you prove your theory, what will you do with it?
Although I aim to prove that the universe is divisible, I hope that the theory can be used to unite people.
All of this sounds ambitious.
One can't achieve greatness by attempting mediocrity. But I confess, I have a personal motivation.
Everyone always does.
Ha! In another life, you would have made a fine student. When I was a student, I loved a poet. But I was so consumed by study, I never told her. I hope to use these theorems to show her my poetry. And maybe to win her heart.
Pojďme za ní teď hned.
If that's what you want to do, let's do it.
What? Right now?
You missed your chance to tell her once, Demokritos. There's no point in missing it again. Let's go.
You're right. This time I will do it properly.
I never would have guessed you were a lover.
Well, I wasn't. My theory that
Co vlavolám dokončeno.
the great void between them is a bit like the life I've lived.
Tak trochu jiná poezie.
Now you're filling that void.
Maybe. Maybe what fills the void and what draws us together.
Tohle borce,
Save that line for the
No.
poet, Demokritos.
měli jsme prostě pro ně najít 3 teorémy.
All right, I will.
Ty jsme našli.
No, that's good.
Jděte do háje, já s váma nechci fajtit. Nevadí, to vyfajtíme rychle.
Give up already.
OK. OK, ještě jeden. Kam utíká? To je blb. Oni po něm jdou vesničani. Já jsem zabil jednoho vesničana, ale nechtěl jsem. Já ho fakt nechtěl. Jde po mně žoldák. Já se z toho zase vyplatím. Blížíme se ke konci téhle hry, borci, máme celou mapu objevenou. Máme objevenou celou mapu, super.
Demokritos, I'm sorry.
They killed her. For it to end like this. After all this time.
You have your theorem. And the others. Read them to her. Let her see your poetry.
It's too late.
It's never too late.
You can go. In another life, she might have known my love for her. You might have been my student. Imagine the happiness we'd have known.
A wise man told me, the richest person in any land is the one who wants for the least. Don't want for the past, Demokritos.
I'll leave soon enough. But for now, I think I want for privacy. Take this and leave me to mourn, Cassandra.
Tak jo, úkol dokončen, tak trochu jiná poezie. Jeho milenka je mrkev. Seller, to vypadá. Já si srandu. OK, borci, tak vezmeme to jeden úkol po druhým, máme tu už nějaký splněný, moudrý válečník máme splněno, koukneme se, kde to můžeme odevzdat. Kde to můžeme odevzdat? Tady máme nějaký kšeft. Ale já chci nejdřív ten moudrý válečník odevzdat. Je možné najít Atice uprostřed větších Aten. Atika uprostřed větších Aten. Ale objevil se mi tu nějak, jo, tady je, dobrý, to je ten kšeft, na kterém teď pracujeme, ale jeden tam je. Ještě jeden kšeft se tam objevil. Doneseme tady úkol, tím si ho splníme. Doufám, že se dostaneme na další vyšší úroveň. Kde by měl být borec? No, pode mnou.
Do you have the seals for me?
I do.
More seals and more proof what we're doing is working. Thankfully, there are at least some people in power willing to listen to me.
I'll leave the politics to you.
As it should be. And I have more work for you, assuming you're up for it.
I'm always interested in more work.
I was worried about employing a mercenary, but you've been a pleasant surprise.
Yes, that's what they all call me. A pleasant surprise.
I suspect if they call you anything offensive, they don't live long.
Ne.
Couldn't say.
At least I have you working with me, instead of getting in my way.
Are the generals giving you trouble?
They refuse to acknowledge I know what I'm doing. But it doesn't matter. I'll get the job done, and eventually all of Athens will know it. Are you ready for more work?
Jasně, jsem
I'll get
připravená.
more seals.
Thank you.
Další pečetě, na tomu prdíme.
Who does a general like you look up to?
You know who was a true hero?
I'm guessing you're about to tell me.
Odysseus. He used his wits to triumph. Wily Odysseus, they call him. Without him, the Trojan War would have been lost. And the other generals understood that.
What do you think your future holds?
Victory or death. You don't stay a general for long if you don't win battles.
I suppose many generals die on the field.
Not the majority. The Athenian people are the greatest threat to a general's life. If you displease them, they'll remove you from office, ostracize you, or even condemn you to death.
And you want this job?
There is no greater purpose than the glory of Athens. It's my duty and my honor.
Why is it I always find you here?
Athena is the goddess of wisdom and war. What better place for a general to ask for blessings?
You don't seem very devout to me.
I'm not the first general in my family. My father was as well, and his father before him.
You would have learned military thinking from a young age.
Exactly. My grandfather brought me here when I was a child. He stood me here and told me Athena was our patron, that we must always offer her our respect on the eve of war.
He sounds like a wise man.
He was. He died in battle the next day.
You come here to remember him.
And to remember that though the gods may be our patrons, they will not always protect us.
OK, máme co potřebujeme.
I know enough.
Moudrý válečník, 44 000 zkušeností, dáme level 58, borci. Máme nový bod schopnosti, já se dám zase do kill steal, teda life stealu. Jak se mi to seklo. Mně se sekla hra. Borci, mně se to seklo. Padlo mi to, aha. OK, no. Tak mi to padlo. Tak to zapnem znovu. Chviličku pauza, borci, chviličku pauza.